So it's been a few minutes since I posted, or maybe a few days, or almost a couple weeks, 2 weeks. I don't know. Anyway, just because I haven't been posting doesn't mean I haven't been busy. One of those things I've been busy with was an observation. And we're going to kind of talk about that observation. Yeah, coming up. So my original editing rig, I built it on the channel. It's been going for a while. Well, I built it. It's been upgraded. It's got a 5800X in it. It's got a RTX 3060 Ti. Done a great job. I haven't had any problems with it. It's got an AIO cooler in it. It's mostly a Corsair build. In fact, most every part in it, from the power supply to the all-in-one cooler to the memory and everything, it's all Corsair parts. The only thing in there is an Asus motherboard and an EVGA graphics card. Everything else is Corsair right down to the case. Very happy with it. It's done extremely well. It's sort of a themed type build. Its name is I Am Number 4. And any of you sci-fi fans would probably get that reference. If not, you'll have to Google it or look it up. The most recent build, Cool Blue, was made with all parts that were Intel and either Cooler Master or DeepCool. This included an Intel 12700KF, and it includes an ARC A750 graphics card with a tower cooler from DeepCool. Now, I didn't go with an AIO this time because I thought, you know what? A lot of people are talking about tower coolers. Let's see how they do. Let's see if it does pretty well. And in actuality and in practice, it does just as well as an AIO does, or an all-in-one cooler. I'm very satisfied with it so far in that respect. However, there is one thing that not a whole lot of people talk about, and it's something that really surprised me, and I didn't realize until I was playing Starfield for a couple hours at a time, and I was streaming on the AMD build, which is the 5800X and all that, and I was playing for several hours, but then I would go and I would sort of do some benchmarks and see how the 12700K with the ARC A750 was. Intel's had some issues with drivers. I was trying to test that to see, and I noticed one very big difference. When I was playing on the Intel build, now both of these computers are set up very similar fashion. Both of them are set up where they are right next to the desk. Basically, I've got each of them facing where I can see what's inside, and the back of them is lined up right next to the desk. But when I was playing on the Intel build, I noticed I was getting warm really quickly. And I didn't play nearly as long on the Intel build because I was just uncomfortable and didn't feel like playing. And it started to dawn on me that the coolers for the CPU had a direct effect on that. One thing that's not really mentioned, and even though both of these are effective, the AIO cooler typically will be, the radiator will either be in the front or on the top of your build, and air is usually exhausted out of the top. With the tower cooler, all that air is pushed directly to the back of the PC and goes out the exhaust. Well, in both these cases, the back of the computer butts up almost right to my desk or my table. The biggest difference there is the AIO exhausts all the heat up where there's several feet of room above, and the tower cooler puts it right in front of me, bounces off the monitor, and blows right in my face. Yeah, so that wasn't something that anybody had, I don't know. I'm sure people have talked about that or mentioned that or something, but it was just an observation I had. So that is one of those things that if you're looking at, especially when you have a higher end CPU or a mid-level to higher end CPU, and you decide to go with a tower cooler, you might have to be aware of where you're putting your case. But even if I turn this around where the case is now turned toward the wall instead of toward me, it still doesn't have a whole lot of room. In either one of these cases, if I had a tower cooler on the Corsair build, it would be blowing hot air right against the wall right behind the computer. And now, in an area where you've got a confined space, this might be even, I don't know if it makes that much of a difference, because if you're putting it in a cabinet underneath the table or something like that somewhere, that air is going to get trapped in there. It's going to be pretty much the same. But if I turn this around where it's blowing air at the wall, it still doesn't have too many places to go. Now, it might not be in my face. I might not notice it as quickly. And neither one of these computers get overly loud. So it's not like I know that it's working that much harder. I just feel a lot of that warm air. So I'll have to go around, maybe I'll have to rearrange things. Maybe I'll have to put the Intel PC on the other side of the desk, keep myself on the right-hand side of the desk. I can still see in the PC. It still does the job it's supposed to do and lights up and is real nice and is functional. And that hot air has more of that corner to blow into instead of directly across me and my desk. Just an observation, just a thought there. So when you're making your choice, now AIOs tend to be a little bit more expensive. They are sometimes a little bit more difficult to put in or put on. You have to make sure that the pump is not in the top of your loop. Air bubbles will get trapped in there. You'll end up burning out the motor in that, or the motor in the pump, and you'll end up tearing up other components. But besides placement and besides the cost, both of these work very, very well. The tower cooler will probably save you a few dollars. Mounting is not that difficult. They will fit most builds. You might have to worry a little bit about where the memory, where it adjusts with the memory. But if you, in my case, I went ahead and swapped with some low profile memory, and I've got no problem with that fan now. In a lot of cases, the fans just clip on anyway, so you can just move them slightly above that, and you don't have to worry about it in the first place. But anyway, both of these are relatively easy to install. A few things, like I said, extra that you have to remember with the AIO. But the one factor that you may have to be aware of is, where is your setup? Where is all that hot air going to exhaust? Because if you're going to be editing, gaming, or anything like that, streaming, you're going to get some warm air. So it just depends on if you want it blowing right into your face, or you want it blowing, say, out of the top or in some other area that's not going to bother you. Just a thought. Just some my observation. It is kind of poking my nose back in after at least a week and a half of not posting any videos. I have some other videos coming, don't worry. But this is one of the things that I was working on, and so I figured I would share that. And it was an easy way to kind of slide back in without causing too much, we'll just say easier way to slide back in. So if you found this video helpful, or you got anything out of it, or just found it interesting, go ahead and throw a like on it if you don't mind. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. Trying to hit 1,000, just recently passed 800. Thank you for all of that. That is amazing. Very, very happy that that's now something that is behind us. We can move forward. Trying to get up there and get 1,000 so I can start trying to get this channel monetized. I still want to make sure I'm putting out a quality product so that you guys enjoy watching it. Don't forget to hit me up on the other socials. I will have a video coming out soon and regarding my other socials and sort of an autumn or a fall update. I'm doing a few things. Don't know how much I'm going to change things or what I'm going to rearrange, what I'm going to drop or what I might add. I'm finalizing that type of stuff. No earth-shattering stuff, but I just want to kind of remind everybody and show everybody what's going on with that. I got some other stuff going on as well. With I just got another motherboard for my Xeon processor, and I'm going to go ahead and make another build with that. Because the last time I was going to use that was in the server, which I ended up getting a good bundle on. So there's a couple things going on. And yeah, just a few little bits and tidbits and all that stuff that coming up going on. In any case, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. Some of it's been work related. That's always going to take priority over this channel. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is, but I'm here back in it again. Hopefully I'll be able to get back onto a good, steady pace, and we will go from here. Anyway, if you don't do anything else, if you don't visit socials or like or subscribe or anything, just do me one favor, and that's be good to each other. Doesn't cost anything to say hi, wave, smile, hold the door open. Today I went to the grocery store, and as I'm coming out of the grocery store, I'm pulling out of the parking lot. There was a gentleman that was in a wheelchair that was trying to get up over a section of sidewalk. And the guy that was about 2 cars in front of me got out of his car, went over to the man, helped push him up onto the sidewalk. Everybody is sitting there waiting to get out of the parking lot. And you know what? It was one of the most incredible things I ever saw because yeah, this is somebody that went out of his way just to be kind. And you got to like that. There's good people, okay? Be one of those good people. Do something nice. You know, you might find that somebody does something nice for you and it really makes your day too. So that's it. That's all I got. Until I get myself into something I got no business getting into, I'll see you later.